So busy doing nothing.
Busy doing nothing.
Busy doing nothing.
Busy doing nothing podcast.
All right, so my question is, what do you know now that you wish you knew then?
When it's then.
Right.
All right, let me find another
Open
one.
to interpretation, I guess.
Yeah,
How to manage
That's a vague-
credit.
that's a good one.
That's it, yeah.
Adulting,
Well, I
period.
guess since y'all
That's
started
all.
answering,
Like,
like,
everything adulting, period. Shoot.
I would say communication. Cause
What type? Like, what you mean?
like
Communication in general?
communicating feelings. Cause like as a black male, you know, like every time you show any signs of emotion, it's like you gay, you a bitch.
Right.
You're so like I think like that handicapped me in like relationships. Cause like when I was feeling some type of way, I didn't want to share how I felt because I didn't want nobody. I didn't want no female to be like you acting like a girl or you acting like this. So like
I always thought that was kind of weird because women will talk about how men are closed off or emotionless or whatever, but then when dudes start to try to explain their emotions and stuff, they be like, "You being too sensitive." You know what I mean?
you been
All that
soft,
type of
you
stuff.
been yeah.
So it's just like, you know, it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because it's
Right.
like, all right, well, if I express myself, I'm being too sensitive. If I don't, I'm being closed off. And it's just one of those challenges I think men,
Bitch, what do you want from me?
right, particularly black
You want me to
men
smack you?
take-
You want me to talk about how much I love you? Like yeah. Like, so yeah, that's the only thing I would like. I wish I was like as articulate with my feelings or as confident in expressing my feelings now, like back then, because like then I would just like I tell myself like, yo, look, fuck everybody. Your feelings more important than what they think about how you like. So like just if you don't fuck with somebody, tell them you don't fuck with them. If you don't like something being said, say it. And like the worst thing they can say is they don't like what you said. I wish I could tell myself that because then I'll probably be I'll probably be in the same space for real, but like like I would have handled a lot of shit better.
I don't know for me. I think on this. I think
Lee?
I just dropped.
I want already. Credit. What was the question?
Oh,
I think
you said credit.
Lee said credit.
Yeah, that's a one-word answer. Credit.
It's
Like,
a
all right,
pretty
yeah,
open-
yeah,
I get it.
I said adulting. Like, I really
Yeah.
feel like anything as far as like that has to do with adulting, like credit, cooking, like anything that had to do with me being independent, I feel like it should have just been back then, maybe.
So how far back then does your then go?
I feel like in high school, I feel like they should have been preparing us in grade school on how to do taxes, how to do like how to do taxes, how to pay bills, and the importance of paying them on time to keep good credit. You know,
All that
like
stuff.
They,
budgeting.
I feel like they should have made like learning about interest and shit more like fun.
Yeah.
Cause we learned about like fucking percentages and shit, and I like once I became an adult and started dealing with credit, I realized, oh, this is the percentage shit. we
Yeah,
learned.
yeah.
But they didn't put it in a context where it was real world. It would be always some crazy outlandish shit that we would know.
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
wanna
like
apply.
shit. And then the teacher would go, y'all need this when y'all get out in the real world.
How, nigga?
Right, y'all talk
I don't
about
have
some-
6 apples.
Right, you talk about food cows, like cows and shit. Like, what in the world?
When the
No.
fuck am I going to need to know the circumference of a building? I don't want to be.
Like, you remember Miss Boston,
Miss
the
Boston.
math teacher at Woodlawn Middle?
Yeah.
Like she she was one of my favorite teachers because like she like would put shit in like real world context. Like cause she was used to ask this real shit that really make you think. She like one question that stuck with me like I don't even fucking know why I remember this, but she was like she was like why she asked us why do you get more gas why do you get more mileage on the highway versus on the regular road. And
So you're not stopping.
exactly, and like that's the kind of shit she would ask us to help us like learn math, cause like that's something you can apply in the real world, and like
Yeah, because you driving.
yeah, like
yeah.
eventually,
you know,
eventually
like-
we're gonna be driving and shit. So
Yeah.
like those was questions you could apply in the real world, and later down the line, like oh, so when I'm reading like when I'm buying my car and I see miles per gallon on highway, miles per gallon on the road, it resonate with me, cause I'm like oh, that this is this because of that, and yeah, and they need to make education more like that. Instead of
what-
like the shit they doing.
when
They
they
just teach you
started
how to
talking-
follow directions, that's all.
Yeah, like when they started talking about like percentages as far as sales, like when we started working in high school, when people started working at like I said retail stores and stuff, when they started bringing in percentages, that's when I started learning it and getting better at math, because it was just like, oh yeah, because all right, if I'm trying to get this shirt on sale,
Right.
then like I gotta do it this way, you know, like that's when I started learning like you're applying it into your life. But yeah, but that's the only like I don't know, like teachers didn't apply. I don't even think teachers really cared though. Like I don't
No,
even think
they
they
didn't.
really
Most
cared.
of them
It's seldom
just
you
get
got
the money.
teachers that care. Miss Harris, fuck you, but I love you.
Damn.
This bitch went on her way, like she went on her way to snitch on a nigga. Like it was helpful because like, you know, I needed it because I was on some shit. Like I was forging letters to teachers saying, "Oh, Prentice won't be in for a week because she's sick" or shit like that. And she was the only teacher that got hit and was like, "Yeah, you gotta be in my class or I'm gonna fail you." I'm like, I already know shit. I don't care if you already know the answers and you can pass. It's just you still have to be there. So shout out to her. But fuck everybody. Fuck her.
She cared.
She did care. Like something like it's. And I feel like the climate of the world now is like they like put teachers in a situation where they care less because it's all about the numbers. It's all about getting your kids to pass. It's all about like
because a lot of students that did pass was just like, you're not supposed to.
like it was this nigga that graduated with us that was supposed to graduate like 3 years before us or 2 years before us and still was like I think his name like Carl or some shit.
And then you was worried like, are you really still supposed to graduate? Like.
This nigga, they just like, yeah, fuck it. You've been here for, you've
Right.
been in high school for 5 years, nigga.
They pushed him through. And I do remember there were some dudes or some people that went to Milford that was in school that long to the point where they got pushed through.
Oh, nigga, he was a junior when we got
Right.
here.
There was two people in specific. These niggas were definitely in their 20s. When
They got pushed through. They're not gonna
They
keep
send them
you
out
there.
because it's like, all right, you're an actual adult now. You can't
like,
be in
you
here
can't
with
even
these
be
kids.
here with kids. Like they put you in night school if you ain't even gonna be able to be
And
there.
then when they fail night school, it's like, just get out.
Just here's your diploma. Just
Right.
I can only imagine how school is right now, though, like during the pandemic. Because think about the high school kids right now. Like, I know they living it up over the fact that they don't really gotta be in class because they just. But at the same time, they're not really learning nothing because it's
They
like they're gonna be
packets and
dumb as
shit.
shit. Like, yeah, they
it's
gonna
like
be.
having a substitute teacher, a long-time sub or something.
That's what I said. They're gonna be dumb as shit when they get out of school because it's like they spent this whole year out of school. Every class. It ain't even just one class. I remember going to Woodlawn and I had only one. Each year it was a teacher, one teacher that didn't quit. So I had
Who got
at
pregnant.
least one subject that didn't have a teacher the whole year. And I feel that I have not learned from them subjects to this day. Like I didn't learn. And,
Calculus,
yeah, like you know, like I
Just
can
play
look
chess
back.
all the time.
Yeah, I can look back and like in some parts of U.S. history I don't know because my U.S. history teacher in the 8th grade quit.
Well, I feel like U.S. history in the school system altogether is a joke. But
Unless you got Mr. Simon. Shout out to Mr. Simon.
If you like in a predominantly black school, we just gonna talk about civil rights and shit. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I learned about Martin Luther King.
Yeah, I'm tired of that nigga.
It's like, all right.
Like, that's
Like, all right, yo, like, we get it.
Would have been
But I
like
feel
history
like-
month. Like I know it's some other niggas that did some shit.
Right.
Like it's not just Martin
Definitely
Luther King and
was.
Malcolm X.
And they was not going to bring them up because they was causing too much problems.
What about? I heard about Marcus Garvey. Oh no, we're not gonna talk about
Nat
that.
Turner.
Right, they ain't gonna
Nat
talk
Turner.
nobody else.
Talk about the nigga that made peanut butter for 2 hours.
Right.
Right, and you be like,
We
that's,
discovered
like
peanuts.
that's not the only thing he made or he
Right.
discovered. Like you know,
Can we talk about the
like,
niggas that?
invented.
Can we talk about the niggas that killed slaves? Like,
No, like
That never happened. No.
that never
so
happened.
yeah, they did. I was gonna drop some shit on y'all. You know they turned that nigga into grease.
What?
Nat Turner.
Oh yeah.
They turned that
No,
nigga
I
into
think I did
grease.
hear about that.
And
Yeah.
soap and shit, right?
Yeah, they used this. They turned the skin into shoes and shit. They really like,
That's crazy.
yeah. It's a Black History fact. They really did that nigga dirty.
And I wonder how much they go for, or who has them, or how much they worth.
They probably hidden. Like you only probably can buy them through like the black market, through some like or some from like some Ku Klux Klan shit.
That's
'Cause,
some
like,
fucking crazy ass
Some
shit.
word of mouth crazy, but they probably worth a lot of money though.
yeah, to white people. Yeah,
That's crazy.
I would buy them.
forgot
If
what
I had the
my
money, I
question
would
was.
just buy them just to burn them. Just
Yeah.
like just to get rid of that.
Mm-hmm.
Damn,
I forgot what my question was. I don't
Black
remember.
History Month.
But
Damn.
anyway,
We
we
don't
got-
want the Black History
Let's
topic.
talk
Right.
about Potato Head.
Right, Mr. Potato Head.
No one must.
Oh shit, we
Oh,
never
yeah.
got to that.
It's just Potato Head now. So Potato Head is now just Potato Head. It's not no Mr. or Mrs. Potato Head anymore. It's just Potato Head.
Oh shit, when did I finish this?
The parts will come like when you buy a Mr. Potato Head. I didn't know they still made Mr. Potato Head toy because I always associated it with Toy Story.
Yeah.
Nobody
But,
gives a fuck anymore.
But yeah, now they
looks
made
like
it
coffee.
Potato Head been around forever though.
Yeah.
Like
I just don't
it's been
understand
around
what the
before
point
me,
of
right?
it
It
is.
ain't been
Like,
before us.
Of course.
Mr.
Yeah.
Potato Head ain't never hurt
It's definitely older
nobody.
than that.
But I feel like it hasn't because I do associate it with Toy
Story, yeah.
Story. So I be feeling like it's been around since I was a kid.
But you gotta know if they make another Toy Story, they're gonna have to make the character in the movie reflect the toys. So if they ever make another Toy Story, there's not gonna be a Mr. Potato Head. It's just gonna
It's
be
gonna be
Potato Head, which is stupid because it's just like, yo, why can't he be a Mr. Potato Head? Like, he had a wife, he had a whole situation going on, and you just going.
But in the article, they said they want to be able to give children a chance to, because some kids have two daddies and some kids have two mommies, so they want to be able to give them.
They could have did that with the spoon or the spork or whatever
They
it
could
was.
have just added a gender neutral potato.
They could have used the spork because the spork was just a
I mean,
thing.
the spork isn't really a
Or just tell
part
the parents buy two Mr. Potato Heads, or tell a mom just buy two Mrs. Potato Heads. Like this thing.
I don't know. I think the spork would have.
I feel like they just could have made a whole nother potato
Spork is the
head
stupidest shit ever.
and left Mr.
I didn't
Potato
watch
Head
that
and
movie
Miss
with it, but I
Potato
know
Head
what it
alone and the kid Potato Head alone.
There was a kid
And just
potato head?
I don't know because I'm going off of the movie.
Potato
I'm going off of the movie.
French fry.
But if they did make a kid potato head, they could have used the kid as the gender neutral because they didn't have to have a gender reveal.
Right. He don't have no history.
What I was like, they don't have to have no gender reveal or anything. But the thing is, what is making it a gender neutral? Because
I guess the interchangeable parts are both male and female.
So now instead of just having Mr. Potato Head parts, you're gonna have like male and female parts. So you're gonna have the female lipstick lips and the lashes and all that kind of shit.
But like Taylor's saying, you could just create another potato or offspring of Mr. Potato and do the same thing. But Mr. Potato is just.
They just seem like pandering to me.
So they're gonna take the Steve Harvey mustache away from Mr. Potato.
He's still gonna have it. It's just you're gonna have the option for the
for
Steve
both
Harvey
of the stuff.
or
Okay. So I said, all right. So instead of you going to the store and saying Miss Potato Head and it all be all girl stuff, and Mr. Potato Head and it be all be boy stuff, it's just Potato Head with all of the shit together.
It's just an attempt at inclusivity where nobody asked for it. Pandering, like
it's
I said.
It's just like everything in there together.
I don't think nobody asked for it. I think it's pandering. I think
who
Lee hit
the
it on
fuck
the
is
head.
buying potato heads? Like,
I think Lee hit that shit on the head. It's pandering, just like with like a lot of the fake support for like black shit. Like since
like J.K. fucking Rowling trying to change random characters in the Harry Potter series gay. Like
really?
Yeah, all of a sudden, and Gandalf, shut the fuck up.
And just like the fake inclusivity, like that everybody doing with like making black characters or Asian characters, and like. But you get those characters like the double minority role. Like it'll be an Asian character, but he gay, so you cover two bases. Or it'll be a black character and he gay, and you cover two bases. And it's fake because you're only doing it for like.
It has nothing to do with the story. You're just doing it to.
You're just doing it for show, and they're
it's
not like thought out characters.
I'm all for inclusivity, right? But it sometimes is very obviously pandering. Like I said, J.K. Rowling. Oh, now all of a sudden Gandalf is gay, and Hermione has always been black. Like, bitch, where? Is she albino? Like,
right. That's what I was saying. Like, what?
Mm.
That's the first I'm hearing that. All right. So how y'all feel about SpongeBob and Patrick being gay?
They were always gay.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, all right. That's what I'm saying. My
confirmed they
opinion.
were
Like,
gay?
we had these opinions about all of the other things being gay. Like, what makes that one different though? Because it was just like.
First of all, everybody already suspected they were gay.
Yeah. So that's why I think that's what.
So wait, did they officially confirm SpongeBob and Patrick are gay?
Last year they confirmed in 2020 that SpongeBob and Patrick was gay.
If they would have come, that's like if they would have.
But I mean, like you said, everybody knew.
Like that's what I said. We already assumed
it's
it.
different with SpongeBob because he's a sponge and they asexually reproduce, so it's like, dang.
But it's like that's like if the creators of Teletubbies came out of nowhere and say, "Oh well, yeah, Tinky Winky was gay." We were like,
we already knew
It's like
it
when
was
Queen
gay.
Latifah came out as gay. It's like.
okay.
So it's just like basically
Right.
taking.
Right.
Brad
All right.
gay. I was like, okay.
Right.
Yeah,
you
we already knew you were gay.
Duh.
So I guess so.
Did
Yeah.
you not know?
Yeah.
If you already came out with some gay tendencies, and then you gay.
I don't know. It's just the gay shit. I think they should have their own space, but I think the way people are doing it. Same thing with black people and minorities. It's just the illusion of the inclusion. It's not really authentic inclusion because like if you're really about your inclusion, you would like give people those spaces like to create. Like for example, you wouldn't just keep hiring. You wouldn't hire all white people to write a story. You would hire some black people, and not just the black person that's going to say yes to everything that you're going to do. Like some real genuine black people, right?
Yeah.
Or some real genuine Asian people, like or genuine whatever the race it is. Just have like real people like from those backgrounds, and not just people who like.
Did y'all watch Judas and Black Messiah?
Yeah,
Not
I did.
I thought it was a good movie.
It is.
I thought it was a little off-putting that what's his name, Daniel Kaluuya. Mm-hmm. He's a black man, but he's not a American black man. He grew up. He's like from Britain or wherever he's from.
Yeah.
And I mean, he did a good job in the movie, and I really think he's a great actor. But it's just like you could have found an actual black American to play that role because it would have resonated more because it's something that the history of the country they actually grew up in and live in as a part of that versus some guy from another country who, you know, I don't know what black Britons had to deal with over in Britain because they don't tell us none of that. But
I'm not trying to right now. This shot about to really fuck me up.
I'm not taking another shot. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get some more of this cocoa
Because
whiskey.
I'm really feeling this. Go ahead, my bad.
You could have found an actual black American to play that role. Because Daniel Kaluuya, as good of an actor as he is, he's not able to maybe
Not the
connect
Black
to it.
Panther. Yeah,
He's not able to, like, if
That
Chadwick Boseman
experience.
was still alive, he would have been perfect for
I
that.
feel like the Black Panther experience. Yeah, I agree with you. Like that experience, that's an American experience.
Mhm.
Like, and for him, I mean, he did good in the movie, but I see what you mean. Like, it's a disconnect. You just will respect somebody that is from America
Right.
to play a role like that.
That's back to that
So-
inclusivity shit. Like it's not authentic because like if you really want to like make it authentic, get niggas that's in the trenches who trying to get these
Yeah.
roles. Get some new people. Don't get the people that's already got like
Do
faces.
y'all watch Snowfall?
Nah, I've been meaning to
That's
get
the
into
shit,
it.
the train.
Because you like
Oh no, that's Snowpiercer.
the movie, you
Yeah.
would like Snowfall
I
because
just paused for a second like the fuck
I
is
just
talking
binge
about?
watched Snowfall last month. I binge watched like all the seasons so that I can watch the new season that came on this week. And like y'all like it's really I think you would like it because like what the movie was about, like Judas
I've been
and the
meaning
Black
to watch
Messiah
that,
or
just
whatever.
be forgetting.
It's supposed to be like about how
You good, Prentice?
You
I'm hot
real?
as shit over here,
Oh,
bro. I'm hot as shit. like, I've been trying to stay cool. That shit ain't out, man.
These socks are thick and they kill me.
What kind of fucking socks you got on, bro? Cause like the
Bitches
socks
feel
don't
like
really do
they-
that.
They so thick.
What they wool socks? The fuck?
Feel like it.
Like I can feel my toes. I know that's it. Like
y'all should definitely look at Snowfall dog because it's
I'm
supposed
gonna
to
check
be
it out.
it's supposed to be about like how like it's kind of like the breakdown of it's a fictional story, but it's supposed to be about how the CIA infiltrated like black communities and put crack cocaine in the black communities. So like
That kind of reminded me of the documentary on Netflix called Crack.
yeah,
yeah,
just watch that.
but it's a fiction show, and the main character is basically he's basically the drug lord. He's the one that's putting the crack in the community. You don't realize the effect that he's doing or what's happening, and it's just played out throughout the past 4 seasons. I think it's been 4 seasons.
And that documentary really did, even though the one on Netflix really did kind of give perspective to a lot of stuff that happens in terms of black culture. Because they were saying even in that time, black people had to be so hard up all the time because they was either really selling crack or they couldn't make themselves look vulnerable during that era, which trickled down to where we are now, where a lot of black men feel like they can't be open, be vulnerable, and all these other things because of a time that happened back in the 80s. Which is kind of crazy because it's like when I'm scrolling through Facebook and all that other stuff, and white people like to think that because nobody today is a slave and all that other stuff, that's their way of saying that it doesn't matter. But you can see how things from generations past trickle down and cause current issues. It's like if you raised by 2 people who have PTSD. What do you think is going to happen to the people that they raising in terms of the conditioning in their mindset? So it's just like that was totally off topic, but
That's real shit though.
But no, it do make sense. Like I said, like, I'm gonna bring it back to what I'm saying with the show, because like I feel like more white people should watch the show, because even though it is a fictional, representation or depiction of what's supposed to be going on with the CIA putting crack cocaine in it, it's still that happened. So it's just like it still gives you someone's perspective of what happened. Trying to get rid of crack in the community. It's still there. Crack is still in the community, and in the show it depicts like the beginning, how it started. And that shit just makes
that's how I
it
feel
make you
about,
mad watching that show, y'all. Like,
right. That's how I feel about the
Yeah.
Black Judas and Messiah movie. Like that, like we get it, and same thing as y'all seen American Skin
No, I ain't
with
heard
Nat
of it.
Turner. I mean not Nat Turner. Nate Parker and Omari Hardwick is in it. It's a couple people in there.
These are Black History
Right.
watches.
Those
These
are good.
like,
American
like-
Skin. I mean, and people said it was trash, but I thought it was a good movie because it's thought provoking and it was just good to follow. But I think black people, as much as we watched the movie and might have liked it, we weren't the target audience. You don't watch that movie as a black person and be like, okay, I learned something new. If a white person watched American Skin, they would be enlightened. We watched it and just like,
same old shit.
right, okay, I expected that to happen, or I expected it to go that way. I mean, I'm not pulling anything away from it, but it was like a movie.
Did y'all watch Soul?
Yeah.
I love that movie.
That was so cute.
Did y'all feel, all right, so
Did you see it?
Yeah,
I watched
so
Soul.
cute.
I felt like I was
I didn't get the tearjerker part that a lot of people was talking about, because a lot of people was like, the movie made me cry, and I'm like,
Oh no, I ain't cried. Yeah,
I felt like I was honeypotted. Cause I felt as though it was going to be a movie about the black experience, or have more emphasis on the black experience. Yeah. And the way it was marketed to like, oh, it's going to have Jamie Foxx, it's going to be black people,
Felicia Rashad.
Yeah, but it wasn't really like the black experience. It was really Tina Fey character at the forefront, and then Jamie Foxx character was in the back. And like, I felt like misled because I thought it was really going to be like, when you hear Soul, you think niggas. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it transparent. Like, when you hear Soul, you
it's
think
like they had some nigga.
Jimmy got.
The only thing that made me feel like it was soulful was the fact that the way he played jazz. Like,
that was like just much of the movie.
Yeah, like that was
the barbershop scene was really.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah,
Again, that was
that much of the movie. The rest of it was Tina Fey trying to figure out life, and I was like, y'all, like the way that, like I felt like I was just like misled, because I was like I like it was a good movie. Like, don't get me wrong, but like I just felt like I was like misled, and like that like made me go thinking to think that like how black people get misled, or like I said, we get like goaded into like, or sheep like herded into thinking like, oh, this is for black people, but it really wasn't. Like Jamie Foxx's role wasn't even all that significant to me.
I think what made me like, cause I get what you mean. Like it did seem like they was trying to gear the show, the movie towards like black people, but what in the back of my mind that kept me from like just knowing that wasn't going to happen was the fact that it was Disney.
Right.
Like it was just like, it was Disney Pixar, and I'm like, it's just Disney.
They're not
so
gonna
they're not gonna go all yeah, like they're not gonna go that.
I didn't know Tina Fey was in the fucking movie until
I didn't either.
I didn't know either.
I didn't know who played it.
I didn't know who played it. I'm hearing her name.
I didn't know like I said, like all they was advertising with Jamie Foxx. So I'm thinking like, they got some niggas in here, like this shit gonna be lit, a black movie, and it's just like they just used the black face to draw in the audience. I feel like there's a lot of that in the community.
But do y'all think we fall for that too easily?
Yes,
We did.
We did.
Like as soon as we see something that we think is representative, we gravitate to it, and then it's a bait and switch basically.
I think we settle.
Like Black Panther. I like Black Panther though. But
I like Black Panther.
I love Black Panther, but I feel as though niggas they're like, yeah, we got Black
niggas
Panther.
treated that like it was like the motherland.
Yeah, they really did.
Wakanda forever. They got niggas know.
The only thing about that I can say I'm actually happy about is that Ryan Coogler produced that, didn't he?
Yeah.
So a black man actually produced
That's
a
why
movie. And
directed.
Yeah. So I feel like, okay, that.
So you don't feel too bad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just be like, all right, because
Yeah,
if it's black people behind it.
But because it's Disney, all of that proceeds and all of that revenue is going into a machine that is not.
And it was whitewashed too, because they had that white character.
I didn't like how
Claw, the
white guy that
the one
the scientist
guy
dude,
that was in there for like a few seconds.
No, the white, he was like a cop or
he was like
the only white guy that was in the movie.
Yeah, he was the only white.
They gave him like a prolific role.
I didn't like how the black community absorbed that movie, because it was like, y'all don't even go this hard for regular ass Africa. Like Wakanda forever.
Yeah.
A fictional ass
Africa. I definitely want to take a trip to Africa though.
Coming to America too come out next month.
Does it?
Yeah.
Was that on Netflix?
It's supposed to come on Amazon Prime.
Oh, right.
Do y'all think it'll be like the same?
No.
I
didn't even watch the new Dolomite,
the
so I don't
first
know.
coming to America, I know that it was a lot of hype behind it.
It was cool.
It was good.
I never watched it. I just didn't take the time.
I didn't either. I never seen it.
It was cool.
Eddie
got
Murphy,
like 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Eddie Murphy lost his charm to me for real.
He did.
Really?
Yeah.
Norbert killed it for me because
I like
Norbert.
Norbert.
I
like Norbert.
Norbert was funny, but it wasn't
Norbert was a
it was
trash
overdone.
movie. I feel like in high school I thought it was funny because like goofy ass fart humor.
Yeah,
shit like that was, and like Medea was still funny to me.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Tyler Perry and
Tyler
Medea.
Perry.
I hate fart humor.
I fucking hate you.
So that shit is not funny. That shit is not funny to me. Like I watched Norbert like recently, like a year ago, and I'm just like,
oh yeah, Norbert's terrible now.
I watched Norbert not too long ago. I was thoroughly entertaining.
What's
I
your
thought it was
Lucia? I
Oh,
like
it's
It
funny.
didn't age
Tyler
well.
Perry. I don't hate you. I love what you do for black people, but I hate the narrative that you paint for black people.
Because Jalen watches a lot of his plays, and it's always the same thing.
The
You got a
same
abusive
shit.
black
Evil
guy
dark
who's
skinned
tripping,
nigga.
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
and,
some
and,
people
and
like
treating
the
the
niggas
woman
in there,
like
too.
trash.
Matter of fact, the Boondocks hit it on the head. They
The
said
Boondocks did.
They took that episode off the air though,
What
didn't
they
they?
say?
They banned that episode.
Yeah, Tyler
Mom
Perry got
Duke.
that
Damn, I
episode.
missed it. I
They said- they
it's
said-
it's always
look
an
up the
evil
Mom
dark
Duke.
skinned bald nigga.
The Mom Dukes episode of Boondocks.
Yeah,
It's
like
hilarious.
evil dark skinned bald niggas beating on a chick, and then the light skinned nigga with cornrows come along and like.
You gotta look it up because they banned it. Tyler Perry called Cartoon Network and he called the father company and was like, "Look, I will take all my shit from y'all if y'all don't ban this episode."
That's
Like a
that's
bitch.
crazy.
Like a bitch.
That Mom Dukes
You
episode
know
was
what?
I don't even. Was you drawing
I
the
don't even
card?
blame Tyler Perry
yeah, I got
because
one.
Oh,
he
okay.
do a lot for the black people. So
He
I
do,
don't-
like,
yeah,
I love what he
do a
do.
Better
lot.
with those wigs.
Like,
I love what he
do
do.
a
It's
lot.
just like I don't like the narrative he paint. Like with Medea, loud black woman. I was like, let's give our people other roles where it's not the loud black woman.
Yeah.
With the
I
men,
did like I Can Do Bad All By Myself. That movie actually was like, okay, I like that movie.
Every movie is the same, but like
Yeah, that's
Most of them are, but that's the
Have
one.
y'all
that's-
seen any of his recent movies that's been on Netflix? Like that Falling for Grace movie that came out last year.
I stopped watching Tyler Perry.
Like, all right, like I think
this again.
people
Me
be
too.
talking about his like the
I'm
fact
trying to
that
hold it
he
because I don't want to do this.
he
to
do
us.
all the writing and he
Yeah.
don't really like reach out to other people for help
Mm.
and it shows in his like production sometimes like
he got like cookie cutter fucking style of
like that's what I'm saying. Like when you was watching, if you watch Fall for Grace, you see like how the wigs and the wigs, how they just
how the cornrows don't have.
yeah, like you just sitting there, the cornrows done got parts and yeah, it's just yeah, it's just like what you know. I feel like he do need to reach out to other people to for help when he need it. You know, like you don't need to do everything on yourself.